Right. Hi, everyone. Welcome to my session of the Women Tech Network Global Conference 2021. I'm Precious Kolawole from Nigeria. I'm a machine learning engineer at Lendsqr, a financial company here in Nigeria as well. And my interest lies in the intersection of artificial intelligence and healthcare. Though we have a very short time, so let's get into what we are here for. All right, so ever since I've started writing codes, learning Python, performing analysis, cleaning data, and building machine learning models, I've always asked myself if I was told to explain machine learning to a complete layperson, would I be able to? So then I had to learn how to. So right now, I'll be explaining machine learning in its simplicity. I'll be explaining machine learning like I'm explaining to a kid. All right. I know we almost have heard terms like artificial intelligence and machine learning being thrown about, but what exactly is artificial intelligence? What exactly is machine learning? Machine learning is a large subset of artificial intelligence that allows computers to learn from data. It is a form of artificial intelligence that observes patterns, it learns from these patterns and uses what it learns to make predictions. But I feel examples always make things more clearer. So I'll be making use of this very simple analogy, okay? Let's say a young child is playing at home and this young child is seeing a candle flame for the first time. And out of curiosity, this young child waddles over and sticks his hand to the flame. As expected, the young child will cry and yell for pain due to the hotness from the candle flame. And it will get registered in the chat brain that thing looking red and bright is painful. Okay? Let's say 2 days after, this same young child is playing in the kitchen, and this time he is seeing a stovetop for the first time again. We all know babies are always curious, and then he is curious again and he waddles over. This time, he thinks of sticking his hand over the stovetop, but this young child notices the red and bright color of the stovetop. Then he remembers the incident of the previous day with the candle flame. Then this young child ignored the stovetop. To be clear, this is just machine learning because this young child learned pattern from the candle flame to make predictions on the stovetop. He learned the pattern of red and bright means pain from the candle flame. Let's now say this young child, he ignored the stovetop because his parents warned him against it. Then that would be explicit programming and not machine learning. In traditional explicit programming, the developer writes a program or a set of instructions to the computer, and then the computer create an output by itself. It can even take in some data and then it creates an output by itself. But machine learning has flipped this process on its head, where all you have to do is to provide the computer with input and output, like images, like data and their respective labels. And then the computer creates a learning algorithm on its own called model. Now that raises a question. What is a model? We know as humans, we are always bombarded with series of decisions to make, questions to answer, and some are a bit easier. Like, do you need to brush your teeth today, or should you pay your rent? Yes, those ones are a bit easier. While some are a bit more difficult, like, should you ask out that person you've had a crush on? How do you plan your day to improve productivity? And then there are also some decisions almost impossible to make without the help of a code add data. And then we have questions like, what stock should you invest in right now? Would your borrower pay back or default on his or her loan? So we have machine learning shining in this third realm of decision making. And the ultimate goal of machine learning is to simplify large amount of data into a single decision or a prediction. And then the model we are having here at the middle is like the representation of how the real world works on your data. It is your final product. Okay, let me make another example. Let me use another example here. Let's say I want to write a program that takes in images. Returns true if there is a cat in an image, and returns false if there is no cat in an image. With machine learning, all I have to do is to provide the computer with images of cats and non-cats, and the computer and their respective labels cat images, non-cat images with their respective labels. And then the computer creates a mapping on its own. Let's say I'm passing in 1,000 cat images with 1,000 non-cat images, making 2,000 in total. And then images containing cats are labeled as true, while non-cat images are labeled as false. In this sense, we have this equation y equals fs, where y is the respective label of each of the images. X is the image itself. Why f, this particular f, is a function the machine learning model is going to create on its own automatically. And this entire process is learning. The entire process on the screen is training, where the computer gets to learn from the data. And after training, we can now introduce a new image to the computer. We can feed it a new image to the map function, and then it returns an output. It returns its prediction of either true or false. So yeah, machine learning is being used, is very wild, and is being used in various areas in making predictions and in decision making. Yep, that is everything about machine learning. I hope this talk must have given us a better understanding of what machine learning really is, of the basic fundamental of machine learning. And finally, you can reach me on Twitter. As I've said earlier, I'm Precious Kolawole. You can reach me on Twitter at Presilu, also on LinkedIn at Kolawole Precious. And then I receive mails, kolawoleprecious99@gmail.com. I'm looking forward to connect with everyone on this call. Thank you very much. Okay, I would like to accommodate questions in case we are having questions. Yeah, I would like to accommodate questions from maybe newbies, those who want to get started in machine learning or data science. Yeah. Okay, I have a question here. How do you start machine learning? Yeah, machine learning, as we all know, and I've said earlier, is a large subset of artificial intelligence. But you can't just dive into machine learning straight. There are some resources you have to take, some programming languages you have to learn, and people always learn either R or Python. Yes, people either learn R or Python, but the most commonly used one is Python. So before you can get started in machine learning, you have to learn Python. And after being comfortable with Python, most people, they have this series. Like after learning Python, they go into data analysis and data visualization, and data science. Once you get into data science, data analysis, you get to learn all the visualization tools like Power BI, Seaborn, Tableau, Matplotlib, on how to like clean data and generate insight from data. All those ones are subsets of machine learning. And after being comfortable with data cleaning, then you go into data science. Data science is where you analyze data and you start building models to make predictions. And after data science, you can now dive fully into machine learning. In machine learning, you get to learn about model deployment, model building, hosting models deployment, and also you dive into deep learning as you go into that. Okay. Does that answer your question? Okay, Jesse, that was Jesse. And what programming language do you suggest for us to learn first? I think I mentioned that. That is Python. Most people learn Python first in order to get started in machine learning. You learn Python first. I can see a question here. How to start with no code? Oh, the thing is, if you want to dive into machine learning, you have to like write code. But there are some resources you can make use of in building machine learning models. I think these stuffs are available on Microsoft Azure, where all you have to do, what you have to do is to pass in your model to their already on their already made platform. Then you can start making prediction based on how their platform has been configured. I think that is Microsoft Azure. But most times, for you to dive into machine learning, you must know how to write codes. You must know how to write codes. Yeah. All right, Devika. Yeah. Any more question before we end this session? It's almost time. It's already time. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everybody. Nice getting to meet you. Bye.